Hey there, planners. I've got a stack because it's the middle of the year and it's time to take a look at all of our planning tools, our planning system, and talk about what's working, what's not, and what changes we're going to make for the remainder of the year. So go grab your planners and let's get planning. All right, I've got a stack of planners and journals. I have coffee. I'm feeling chatty. This is probably going to be a good chatty video. So buckle up, grab some coffee or tea or whatever it is that you're enjoying right now, and let's talk about mid-year planner system updates. First of all, can we just reflect on the fact that it's mid-year? That's crazy, really crazy. I'm super excited heading into the second half of the year because I feel like I'm in a really good groove with my planner system. I have a few small tweaks or additions, but not a lot is changing, which tells me that I'm in a really good place with planning. So let me slide all of this out of the way and I'll kind of work my way through the stack and share what's working, what's not, what I'm changing, and just have a good old-fashioned planner chat. All right, I'm going to start with this one, which is super hard to see because it is a white notebook on a white table. So it makes it a little hard to see. But I want to start with this one because it's probably the one that I will flip through the least, and that is because it is my work planner. So last year, I dove headlong into using OneNote for my work planning, and that was amazing for me last year. And I learned all kinds of features about OneNote. I mean, it was just like my everything planner, and I was really, really loving it. I have a couple of different videos, one where I just kind of walk you through a tour of my OneNote planner, and then another video where I actually show you how to build some elements of my OneNote planner. I'll have that and all the supplies and everything else I mentioned linked down in the description box below. As I came into this year, I got really busy. Really busy, busier than I was last year, and last year felt really busy. But I felt like I needed to have a more hands-on experience with organizing myself. I still use parts and pieces of my OneNote planner for work, but I have moved far more into an actual notebook. So I do have a video where I talked a little bit about elements of this and how I had set it up. And surprise, surprise, I'm at almost the end of the notebook. I've got just a few pages left. And for the second half of the year, ta-da, I have the exact same notebook. This one's labeled 2024 Part 1, and this one is labeled 2024 Part 2. I will show you one of my weekly planning pages, and again, you'll have to keep in mind a lot of this will be blurred out. I wanted to just show the structure because I am finding the reason I'm continuing with this is because of this structure. So I set the same thing up every week. I have on this column, I use those stickers with the dates. This is where I'm using the dated stickers. So I have Monday through Friday, so five boxes here. I list in this box all of the meetings that are going on that I need to keep in mind. The next column, this middle column here, is the tasks that need to be done on that day. And right now they're all blacked out because this was a previous week and I completed all of those tasks, but typically what you would see is they are color-coded. So red circles are for this project and blue circles are for this thing, and so they're all color-coded so I can quickly see what are the activities that I need to do on each day. I then have a large box here that is a to-do box, and these are things that I'm working on that are not necessarily due on a specific day. They're incoming items, or they are things that I am continually working on. I then have 3 boxes on this side. This is a top 3. So these are the top 3 things I want to get done in this week. I do this every week. This really keeps me grounded in what needs to be completed if nothing else gets done. These are the 3 things that need to get done. I have a notes section. Sometimes I will put a sticky note here. Sometimes I will actually write in this box. This sticky note happens to be the things I needed to talk to my boss about during my one-on-one meeting with him this week. I use that a lot. And then I'll just move the sticky note to a page when I'm actually in that meeting and taking notes on the discussion. I'll move that sticky note. And then I have a next week box down here just to keep a line of sight on things that need to occur next week. A lot of times these things will end up being in the top 3. So I will always put some stuff down here. And I actually had vacation coming up after this week. So you can see the little vacay sign. I was super excited about that. So that is my weekly setup, and it is working really well. And it's the reason it's keeping me organized. It's keeping me grounded. It's keeping me close to the work. And it is the reason why I'm going to keep right on going with this format for work journal in the second half of the year. So that's a quick look at my work planning setup. That's the first one I wanted to cover. I feel like this part of my planning system is working really well. I'm still using OneNote. I'm still using, obviously, I'm using digital and electronic planning tools for work. Outlook and OneNote and other tools that are available to, Teams, things like that. But when it comes to keeping myself organized, just a good old-fashioned B5 bullet journal is doing it for me right now. Okay, next up we have a fun tool. So first tool I talked about, very businessy and work related. This one is fun. This is my reading journal. It's also a B5 size. I introduced this reading journal a couple months ago, and I have been using it since then. This is something that I just do for fun when I have the time, and I have been really loving my reading list this year, getting back to the enjoyment of reading and quiet time, and just kind of like, that's a self-care activity to me. And I'm really enjoying that, getting back to the heart of that. So I will not do a full flip through of this because I do already have a full flip through of this. I just wanted to highlight that I am still using it. I'm still very much enjoying it. And I have been doing some spreads about each of the books that I am completing, talking about, what I loved about them. And I'm actually a little behind. I've got a couple that I need to do. The last one I did was the biography on Jackie O. And it was awesome. I listened to that as an audiobook and it was amazing. But I've got quite a number of books that I need to get back in here to do. So I'm getting ready to be on vacation. I'm hoping that I can make some progress on that. But you can see this journal, I've got a lot of pages left in this journal. And there are a lot of pages in this journal. I think this thing is going to be like a multi-year reading journal. So this is just strictly fun. I'm just having fun with this. This is a no pressure part of my, planning and journaling system, and I'm definitely going to continue to use it as the year continues. This is a journal that I've talked a ton about on my channel so far this year. You guys know how much I love it. This is my 2024 Bible study scripture journal. So I am working my way through my Bible study plan, my 2-year reading plan, and this is year 1, and I am using this to keep all the notes in, as well as on the monthly pages keeping gratitude, and on the weekly pages doing some journaling. This is a full year A5 Hobonichi cousin. I was hoping that this journal would work for this purpose. I had no idea that it would work so well, and I'm loving it. It's just been so wonderful. So I am definitely going to continue using this for the rest of the year. I am definitely going to use this next year. I'm going to get another one to be able to use it next year. This is just a system that is working really, really well for me. I will have lots of videos listed down below if you're interested in seeing how I set this up, how I'm using it, and some flip throughs recently through like the first half of the year of how this is turning out. So I am loving this tool. Definitely going to be using this for the rest of the year. All right, I've got 2 little Erin Condren tools here that I want to talk about because I haven't really talked about Erin Condren much this year. I am not using Erin Condren as much this year as I have in the past, but these 2 are on the scene in the background, and so I thought I would share those. This little book this is funny. This is a part of my planning system that I touch and use every single week, but I never share it on this channel. This is my grocery list notebook. Literally, you can go through and see all of my grocery list going back to all the way to almost a year now. So I started using this in June of 2023, and I am almost, and we're back to June of 2024. So a year's worth of grocery list are in here. So I use this every week. I take this to the grocery store with me. I like to have, I've tried other tools. I've tried electronic tools. I like to have a physical grocery list that I take with me. So this little notebook has been wonderful. I love these little soft cover A5 notebooks. I think this is the productivity version where you've got like lines and then the little checklist over here to the side. I kind of don't use it that way. You'll see, like, I just write in the groceries like this, so I really don't use it like that. But anyway, this is a little tool that I use every single week, so I thought I would share that. And then this is a tool that I'm bringing back out. This is the Petite planner system. Or at least the cover from Erin Condren. Don't you just love that? I absolutely love this. It's been a couple years since I used this, but I absolutely love this. It's an A5 size. I do not have the Erin Condren Petite planners in here. I did use a little sticky pocket, which I haven't put anything in yet, and I've got this wraparound plastic cover. I haven't really done much with this. I just haven't decorated it. But what I have inside is not Erin Condren. These are A5 traveler's notebooks. They come in a pack of 3. There's a craft paper colored one, there's a white one, and there's a black one. They are dot grid paper, and I believe it's like 100 GSM. And they fit. I went through a bunch of options a couple years ago and discovered that these specific set of A5 dot grid traveler's notebook inserts fit perfectly inside the Petite planner system. And that's not the case, because this is not a true A5. It's a little shorter and a little smaller. So I went through a lot of different A5 traveler's notebooks to discover that these fit perfectly. So if you like the traveler's notebook in an A5 size and you like the designs from Erin Condren, but you don't necessarily want to use the Erin Condren inserts, you could bullet journal and use these inserts in the Erin Condren Petite planner cover. So anyway, I say all that because this is a new edition. You'll notice that these books are pretty blank right now, except this first one, because I am going to be using this to conduct some research for a vacation that I'm planning. My husband and I want to go on an adventure in the southwest of the U.S. We want to do a road trip. It's our favorite style of trip. And so I am just starting to plan and research and collect information about these locations and wanted to have a place to capture that research. This is probably going to be, of course, this could change, but I'm thinking this is a research notebook. This is a, actual planning notebook, and then this is the memory keeping. I'm thinking that's how that's going to go, but we'll see. That could certainly change. These inserts are really well priced on Amazon, so I can always buy some more if I need them, but this is going to be something that I am just using occasionally as I have time to do some research for the trip, and really start planning that trip probably for next year. I think it's going to be next year. Anyway, just starting that and wanted to share this with you. So 2 Erin Condren tools that are on the scene, and wanted to make sure you knew that those were part of my planning system. All right, and finally, last but not least, probably most important, I started using this bullet journal in the spring, fell in love with it, found it on Amazon, absolutely fell in love with it, have filled it to the brim, and loved every minute of it. Like, I have fallen in love with bullet journaling again. It was really my first love. When I think back to how I actually entered the planning world, it was from taking a blank notebook and turning it into my planner and my journal and my memory keeper and my messy note taking place, like just everything. And I have found that love again. And so you guys, there's tons of videos, tons of setups, tons of flip throughs on this channel. You guys know how much fun I've had with this. I am really I'm hoping that I will make it through the few days that are left in June, because I have really worn this thing out. Like, I am right to the end of this notebook. However, I have decided to continue with the same brand, actually. This brand is called Vivid Scribbles. It's on Amazon. The notebook is pretty unparalleled from what I can determine. I've done a lot of research and I can't find another 160 GSM paper, 200 pages, I think. Let's see. Let me look at the numbers. Yeah, 200 pages. 200-page bullet journal in an A5 size. That's really hard to find. That is really, really hard to find. There are just not that many options out there. And some of the larger brands like Archer and Olive or Scribbles That Matter, you can get a 200-page A5 notebook, but they're sold out all the time. So I'm really happy with the quality of the notebook, how it stood up. It hasn't even, like, I painted, I put stickers in it. Look, it's really still in great shape. So anyway, I'm thrilled with this brand. I'm thrilled with this notebook, and I'm going to keep right on going. And make sure you're subscribed. Stay tuned. I have a full Chatty flip through of the setup for this notebook coming. I'm not going to tackle that today because then this video it's already going to be a long Chatty video. It would be ridiculous at that point if I tried to include all of that. So stay tuned, that's coming, but look how gorgeous this is. It's like purpley galaxy. Oh, and that's the other thing. The designs on these notebooks are so, like, I kind of wish the word notebook wasn't on there. Like, duh, why do we have this on here? But other than that, I absolutely love it. So I'm definitely sticking with this for the rest of the year. And what's crazy about this to me is, I know I had a stack of planners, but usually I would have a lot more planners. I would have a wallet planner or an on-the-go planner, like a health planner. I find myself gravitating to just this. Like, this is the only thing I need. I've got everything in here. I'm writing it all down, and I'm going a step further with my setup in this one to make sure that's even more possible, because that's just where I am right now. So stay tuned. I'm in love with the bullet journal. I'm going to keep right on going with it. Stay tuned for a setup of this. All right. So in addition to all these physical beauties, I'm also using a Google Calendar to keep track of all the family's activities and, capture things on the go. And of course, I have some electronic tools that I use in the background, like OneNote. I also have a little bit of Notion in there for sort of record keeping, I guess you could call it. Let me know if you're interested in hearing more about how I'm using Notion. I find that it's not a great planning tool for me, like to manage day-to-day activities and things, but as keeping track of reference information, it is fantastic. It's rivaling Pinterest for me, whereas I used to sort of use Pinterest to collect online information or important information. I see Notion taking that over, which is interesting. That's not how I thought I would use it, but that's what it's ending up to be to me. So let me know if you'd like to hear more about how I'm using Notion. This is my mid-year planner update. I'm really happy in my system, and that is a great place to be. I know not everybody feels like that, so I would love to hear your comments down below. What's working for you? What's not working? What are you going to be updating for the rest of the year? Do you feel like you need to start all over? If you are really lost in your planner system and very frustrated, I do have a video that I'll have linked down below about what to do when you hate your planner system, like how to peel it back to the basics and build back into something that you love. So check that out if you're just really not in a good place with your planner. I hope you enjoyed the video, the very chatty long video. If so, give me a thumbs up to let me know. Subscribe to Planning Annie for more content like this. And as always, thanks for planning with me.